If you're gonna talk trash, you better be prepared to back it up. Also, it's probably not a good idea to trash talk the best player on the planet. What's up everybody, it's Jimmy, and if you've been tuning into this channel for some time now, you're probably familiar with some of the all-time trash-talking moments in NBA history. Regardless of who it is or what was said, someone is getting bodied. Sometimes physically, and sometimes in more devastating cases, mentally. I mean, come on, it says it right here in Chapter 1, Rule 1 of the Hooper's Handbook. Thou shalt not talk the talk if thou cannot walketh the walk. And today's story is no different. But to really dive into this one, we have to take a trip back to the mid-90s when a young player with all the talent in the world decided he would pick a fight with the greatest player to ever lace up. Enter Jerry Stackhouse. Back in the mid-90s, Stackhouse was the most electrifying guard in college basketball. As a rookie out of North Carolina, Stackhouse averaged nearly 20 points per game and was a headliner for a young Sixers team. The moment Stackhouse stepped onto a court, he was anointed as a prodigy. Growing up, Stackhouse was the youngest of 11 children, so he had to fight for absolutely everything. Combine his incredible talent with his relentless dog mentality and you get one hell of a hooper who can ball out on just about anyone, talk smack while doing it, and even throw up the dukes if you really want to go that route. If we take a look at Stackhouse's fighting resume, you will see that it's ripe with victims and extensive in its numbers.
Well, you have a reputation as being someone who wasn't afraid ever to throw hands. So give me a numerical answer to this question. The number of times in his pro career that Jerry Stackhouse got into a fist fight with a teammate was?
I said, man, it might have been 5 times. Maybe 5 times.
As I understand it, you made the man bleed and he told you that he needed to bleed?
He needed it.
Well, you said these fights are all good, but it can't be all good to the guys that wind up getting beaten up.
I don't know if I regret any of them.
Simply put, Jerry Stackhouse wanted all the smoke. But do y'all know that saying, he wrote a check he couldn't cash? Well, after years of writing all sorts of fat checks and cashing out time after time, Stackhouse done wrote a check that bounced so hard he had to close his whole damn account. Because in the summer of 1995, Jerry Stackhouse trash-talked Michael Jordan and you know where this is going. But just 6 months before Stackhouse and Jordan met on the NBA courts, they faced off on a different court where a few witnesses saw something take place that only a few men have ever accomplished. Back in the summer of 1995, UNC was hosting open gyms for Tar Heel alumni. This is something they did every year, but on this year in particular, Michael Jordan joined in on a few occasions to get some runs in. This was around the same time he was making his return to the NBA, so he had to shake off some of that rust. Not that MJ ever gets rusty, but after an early playoff exit to the Magic earlier that spring, Michael needed to get back to the top of his game. While Jordan was getting back into championship form, Stackhouse was coming off a sensational sophomore season at North Carolina and was ready to take the crown as the most lethal shooting guard to come out of UNC. Luckily for us, it just so happens that at a Tar Heel warm-up session that summer, a very confident Stackhouse and Michael Jordan faced off for the very first time, and according to Jerry, at just 20 years old, he got the best of Mike at that open gym. In fact, Stackhouse recalls beating Jordan so badly that they ended up playing one-on-one, and he beat Michael Jordan in that as well. Stackhouse got so ahead of himself that he even went off and told the media about his one-on-one victory against Mike, letting everyone know that as a college kid he beat Michael Jordan twice in the same day. Now, MJ being MJ, never addressed Jerry's comments to the media, but little did Stackhouse know, Jordan heard his comments, made note of them, and was biding his time, waiting for the right moment to teach the young kid a lesson. A lesson that he would soon never forget. Fast forward a few months and Stackhouse is now in the league, having an absolute monster rookie season, averaging 19-4-4, but still struggling to put together some wins. And regardless of their team's success, it was clear that Stackhouse was going to be a star in the NBA for years to come. But no matter how many points he put on the board, no matter how many heads he turned, Stackhouse couldn't avoid that inevitable matchup against the man that he beat one-on-one. That man who was leading the MVP race, averaging 30 points a game, and was sitting on a 29-3 record on the season. It was a matchup that every fan was looking forward to, but one that I wouldn't be surprised if Stackhouse lost sleep over. Imagine you're a 21-year-old rookie. Everyone is in awe of the tear you've been on. You got the world at your fingertips, and then you remember you talk shit to the best player to ever play the game, and you have to face off against the man in a week. Now, leading into this game, Stackhouse and his teammate Vernon Maxwell were asked about Jordan's return to the NBA. This was a big moment for the game. MJ coming out of retirement to light up the basketball world once again. Just before the game, when asked about Michael's return to the NBA, Vernon Maxwell said that Jordan was overhyped and he was sick of hearing about him, saying to the press, "To hell with Michael." Mind you, Vernon Maxwell is one of a few players that openly hates Jordan. He has said on numerous occasions that he wanted to fight him and that the Bulls were no match for the Rockets in the 90s. Stackhouse basically voiced the same opinion on Jordan's return as well. When asked what he thought about their comments, MJ simply said, "I don't want to make it personal," which is translation for, "You do not want this smoke." And, well, why would you trash talk to some rookie and a guy that wants to be you when you can simply show them on the court? Mike said he didn't want to make it personal, but the moment the game started, all of that went the out the window.
You know, Red, this might be interesting here tonight. Jerry Stackhouse, whether it was tongue-in-cheek or not, has said on several interview occasions that he has played Michael Jordan in the offseason down in North Carolina and was beating him on one-on-one games, that type of thing. Yeah, I think Michael will be looking to show that rookie something here tonight, perhaps.
As the game gets underway, Jordan doesn't take any time getting into his moves, shutting Stackhouse down on defense, toying with the kid, just doing that unnecessary stuff to flex his dominance.
Jordan, the turnaround over Stackhouse. Peace, we're tied. Scottie Pippen to Michael Jordan. Jordan right around Stackhouse. Jordan wide open. Rough and penetrating. Longley swats it away. Wow! And a sensational feed to Pippen. For Michael, slam for Scottie. The Bulls have doubled up.
To make matters worse, Jordan was in his Hall of Fame mid-range dead-eye zone, so it felt like everything he was putting up was going in. To put it short, Jordan was on his bullshit.
Michael for three. Michael over the top.
Three, my Mike.
Kukoc finds Jordan. In up. Garden. When that happens, you're generally going to get some turnovers. Jordan has shot very well here tonight.
Jordan is sure to pull out all the stops on his way to giving Stackhouse a beatdown he would never forget. Let me just send your ass in the third row.
Good.
Mike always got that look. Just give him the damn ball and get out the way.
Good.
So then I came down.
Michael has 15 by the end of the first, 28 by the half. In fact, Jordan was abusing Stackhouse so bad that he ended up checking out of the game in the third quarter with 48 points and 10 rebounds on 64% from the field. Throughout the game, the Sixers tried to put different players on Jordan, but every time someone stepped up, they immediately got shut down and humiliated. To make matters worse, this game Jordan scored his 23,000th career point, which resulted in the fans in Philly cheering for him instead of their own team.
Jordan again at the arc. Yep, there's a three. 48 for Michael.
But no, it doesn't end there. To top it all off, Stackhouse and Maxwell ended the game with a combined 17 points and shot 5 from 19 from the field, and the Sixers lost by an embarrassing 27 points at home. After saying he beat Jordan on multiple occasions, saying he beat him one-on-one, and then saying he didn't give a damn about his return to the game, Michael Jordan proceeded to drop 48 points, reach a career milestone, and toy with Jerry Stackhouse in his own building. Bruh. But then again, what else do you expect? You'd think after all these stories of Mike destroying cats that tried to trash talk him, dudes would stop trying to trash talk him. But I guess some things never change. Oddly enough, years later, Stackhouse and Jordan actually played on the same team for a season. In 2002, they paired up on the Washington Wizards, where one player claims that Michael would sing Anita Baker to get inside Jerry's head. No, for real, like mid-practice, a 40-year-old Mike would just start chirping classic R&B tracks while mopping the floor with a prime Jerry Stackhouse. Then again, when asked about this, Jerry denies all claims, saying that it never happened. Right. Okay. Well, if one thing is for sure, it's that no matter how good you think you are, no matter how much success you've had, and no matter how on top of your game you get, it is always a terrible, awful, and borderline dangerous idea to talk smack to that man Michael Jordan. Hope you all enjoyed, and as always, until next time.